Alright, in this video we are going to get all 14 achievements in Mortisomem. Is that how you say it? There's 3 endings to get, and don't worry, they're all easy to grab. And this was recorded in segments, so there'll be some cuts. And I'm debating on leaving in all the running or kind of cutting it down. But first off, right here, you can skip the cutscene, and you need to walk in the bathroom to get your first achievement. Hit B on the toilet for the Stibidi toilet achievement, and leave the bathroom. Pick up the lamp by the Brazilian flag, and leave. And look down to your left and pet the dog for your next achievement. And now we're just going to be walking. This part's pretty linear. You can sprint with A or clicking in the left stick. And I feel like jumping with X kind of like gives you more momentum and the distance. But you do run out of the stamina pretty quickly in this game. Now in this game you are going to be chased by Mortisomem. He is a demon, so there might be weird cuts where I get attacked by him and I have to like run around, but I'm recording this audio in segments, so there'll be cuts, but we'll get all the achievements. And you may think this pathing is weird, but I think it's good because we get good items right away. So pretty much you're just walking this straight path. And there's one thing I want you guys to look out for when you're exploring this. And it is a vinyl record. Now if you see it, and it's not in my game, but it's in your game, if you're like exploring, I would highly recommend pick it up. You do have limited inventory space, so you may have to drop some like health or ammo, but if we don't see it, it's fine. We'll get it later. But right now we gotta go take the left. Now you can skip some dialogue by like spamming B, but it's kind of finicky and I don't know how it works. But after the little cutscene is over, you need to look down at the deer and press B for the Bambi achievement. And we just need to walk forward. And this part is pretty linear. You're going to get chased here. So I'll come back with commentary once we're done with that. And I want to give a shout out to the publisher, Sometimes You, for letting me have an early code so I can do this guide for you guys. And this game does have 3 versions. It's got Windows, the Series X stack, and the Xbox One version. So there's 3,000 gamer score to grab. And this video will easily get you all the achievements, show you where everything is, and I'll continue commentary once we're done talking to this guy. Okay, so we're going to leave the house, and we're going to go a little bit south of Santo Antonio for an item we need a little bit later. But since we're in this area, we can pick it up now, and I know where it's at. So generally, you're going to try to want to follow where I'm going. I should always show the map, or close by, always check the map. But on the map, we are the hat, and that arrow you see is the direction we're pointing. So here's the item we need to grab. You can see it flickering right there. And once we look at the map, we're going for that cornfield on the right. Because that house has an item we need to grab for a little bit later. But we're going to do some side stuff first. And with the running, I won't commentate all over it, but we're just going to come back once we get to that house. Okay, so we made it to the house, and entering each house is a save point. So we'll do that strategically. You just want to talk to this guy and ask him for the tobacco. And that just shows the top option. And then tobacco's right on the table. And I'm just looking for some health and pick that up. And then we can leave. Now, I'm pretty sure next we're going to beeline it to that church. So I'll join back in with commentary once we get there. Okay, so we made it to the church, and I can always tell when I'm being chased because that audio spikes and it peaks. But we're just going to talk to them. And coming up, there's a time-sensitive achievement, but we'll get an easy one before that. But just make sure this is something you should watch ahead and then do it yourself, just so I can show you of what we need to do. But first, just talk to this guy still. Okay, so we can go over to this piano and hit B on it. Get an easy achievement right here. And once we're done, we need to pick up an item that's on one of the pews. And it is this rope. Now we want to leave and then come right back in so we can have a save point so we don't have to talk everybody. And if we fail this time sensitive achievement, we can just spawn back. Okay, once we leave the cathedral, we need to go to the south, so behind it. And just follow the path I take, or close to it. And you just want to watch this part first, get an idea what you have to do. You only have 40 seconds to get Victoria back to the church, which it feels like it's kind of bad timing, but you need to grab the rope. And she'll start giving you some cues of where she is. She's in this little ravine here. And you just gotta look. She's right here, or a little bit to the right. But once you hit B on to throw the rope, you'll have 40 seconds to get her back to the church. Now, if you follow the path I take, you should get there in no time. You want to like go diagonal, because sometimes you could just kind of take it too wide of a turn, but it's not that bad since sort of we're already here and we got like 20 seconds left. But if you fail and if you know you're not going to do it and the achievement doesn't pop up right when it pops up for me, you can just hit start and reload the save before you leave the church. But we got our achievement and something useful that unlocks with the wooden crosses, which allows us to use them, and we can kind of get like a reprieve of being chased. So I'll pick up commentary back once we're ready to leave. Okay, now we're going to head to get an item for the Indigenous people since we're over here, and that's the path I want to take. So just follow my running and the path I take, the houses I go into. Just I make it just to have safe points so in case I really get caught by the guy chasing us. But I'll pick up commentary once we're in the spot where we need to grab something. Okay, so we are heading in the direction of this abandoned settlement. And what we need to grab is a key for the lockbox that has the golden statue that the indigenous people are looking for. Now, I will mention that if you look into the other houses around here, there may be a vinyl record here. When I was like testing this, where it could spawn, it can spawn. I only found it in 2 places, but here is the lockbox. Here's the note you can read to figure out this puzzle. But we just need to go across the road, find a big rock, and then a well. But just follow my general direction, and we'll grab it. See, here's this rock. Make sure that put its strange position. Now, you may have to drop some items, like I do, I think, over here to grab the key. And I think that I dropped the lamp, since it's not really needed. And you can drop stuff with Y. That's what I just did. I just dropped it with Y, and you gotta pick it up. Wouldn't let me pick it up from that side. And since we picked up a wooden cross, I'm going to use it on myself. And if you don't save Victoria, you can't use those crosses. They're just useless items to pick up. But now he won't bother us. And since we have the key, we're just going to go back to that abandoned settlement and opening up that lockbox. And you gotta equip the key and open it up, grab the idol, and then there we go. I'm just gonna pick up some health just in case. Now we are going to go down towards the indigenous people, and that's more south, but we are going to head into that other house too. So I'll pick up commentary once it's needed. Okay, we're coming up into a house that has an achievement in it. And it's this one right on the left. Just need to go inside, get the save point. And you need to pet the little guy right here. We get an achievement. Rare achievement. But we don't need to really talk to anybody in here. You can if you want. You can read the little boxes. There's more ammo. And I would recommend saving your ammo here in this game. But if you don't, if you need to shoot the guy to get him off your back, but I don't think you really need to. Just keep heading the way I'm heading, and we'll come back with the annoying part. Okay, if you look quickly to the left, there's a cat gonna show us what to do. We gotta stand on the beam, do a running jump onto the boxes, and then jump to the boxes on the right, and then jump back onto that small spot, and then jump on the totem, and then jump over the ledge. But I do have like a hard time doing this for this part, because it's kind of finicky, but I'll cut to when I successfully do it. Now, if you didn't save Victoria, you could just use the rope to climb over with the thing, but that's not what we need to do. We need to enter here, and we'll be getting some dialogue and some backstory, kind of. So, we just need to walk forward. I don't know why I'm just standing still. But just walk forward, let it play out, and we'll get an achievement here soon, so don't worry. Okay, so we need to give this guy the totem, but we can't pick anything else up. So just talk to him and say we have the figurine. If you did follow this guide and pick it up. And what he'll give us is a great item in this game and a rare achievement for now. As I record this. But we get a horse. Now we can fast travel everywhere. Yay. Just pick up the key and then we'll leave this area. Just doing a quick achievement check here. We are halfway done. We got 7 out of 14. Just need to do a little bit more exploring and turning in some items. But once we leave this area, just head straight. And before clicking on the horse, I don't do it here, but click on that gear so we can come back here without, if we have to leave this area and like wander around for a bit, click that gear to open up the gate so we can just wander in and out. So we need to go to the old colonial fort, but unfortunately the bridge is collapsed, so we need to go figure something else out. But we're not going to do that quite yet. We need to turn in the photo that the old guy is going to be looking for. But we already grabbed it, so we can just turn it in right away. And I'll pick up commentary once we're there. Alright, once he's done talking, we can turn to our left, but I took the long way around. Figure out where he is. He's right there. Just talk to him and say deliver a photo, and we'll get an achievement and a new weapon. So pick up the weapon and ammo. You may have to drop some items. I drop a health pack. But you could drop the pistol now and that ammo, but it's up to you. I'll just drop a health pack. Some pills. Still need to deliver the tobacco, but I will continue commentary once we know where we're going next. Alright, so as soon as I walk out here and start running towards the horse, I'm gonna get attacked. But if you get to the horse without getting attacked, just head to the cemetery. And we'll need to pick up one more item before we can go in there. But here you can hear him sneaking up on me, hit me a couple times. Just if he attacks you here, just run around and you should be able to get to the horse. But you may have to wait a while because he hits me twice again when I'm trying to get to the horse. So, and it makes me use health. So just clearing up inventory space, I guess. But once he leaves, can just go towards the cemetery, and then we're gonna walk to a house to get one more item. Alright, we don't need to... It's not this house, it's the one next to it. This one gives us an item we need, and then we can go into the cemetery. So just go inside the house. Talk to the old man here. And just say, can I have some alcohol, or that would be fantastic. And then either option doesn't really matter here. Just pick up the bottle of rum. And then we can run back towards the cemetery gate. So if you're like me, you had to drop an item to pick up the rock, and I dropped the rifle ammo just for right now, just to pick up the rock, and what do you know, he's right there. So we just gotta wait for this to go away. I need to run around, which is kind of annoying, but what are you gonna do? It's that kind of a game, and I don't have a wooden cross, so I'm just running around doing like a circle. And once you pick up the rock, we have to do like this little interactive thing. You need to scroll over to the rock, hold B, and keep holding it, and just like go up and down to break the lock. There's one other section like this in the game, and it's pretty annoying, but it's not that bad. So I would drop the rock, and then pick up the ammo or whatever you dropped if it's important. And then we get more talking, and I'll pick up commentary once we get more achievements. Once you give him the bottle of rum, you can turn around and talk to him again and give him the tobacco that we've been holding on for a while now. Just need to give them to it and we get an achievement, and then we can grab the key and then leave. And he does give you some extra ammo and goodies over here. Okay, once we leave, we're going to clear up some inventory space real quick. We're going to go to the horse and then click on the old battlefield. It'll bring us right to the gate. And go into your inventory and click on the keys that we have, the green and the blue key. Just put that in there, and so now we got some space. Now we need to go to the fishing port, not the shipping port. But here is another one of those little interactive things that we need to do. We need to head in the shack and pick up the hammer, and then there's nails in this little box here. And then once we need to go outside and head over to this broken boat. Now the controls here are kind of annoying. You need to scroll over to each nail and hold B and bring it into each slot. And it's kind of annoying because you don't know where the cursor is. But once you do that, drag your cursor over to the hammer, hold B, and just tap B, scroll it over to the nail, tap it like 4 times. And then keep doing it with all the nails, and then you'll get the boat, and we can get our last key and another achievement. Okay, so we're just coming up on the old fort here. I took a wrong turn, but this is what it is. Now, if you do have a lamp still, you can light these other things, but I don't have it, and it's not this door, it's the next door. And what you want to do first is, on this table here, just drag the boards across to uncover the letter, and we get our next achievement. And the way to get out of this is click into the center, scroll over to the center and hit A instead of being on the arrows. And you want to drag all this out, and it's on that left box, not the right one. You can see it here. Just drag it and then pick up the key, and then we can head back to the boat and get to the horse and teleport somewhere else. Okay, we're going to go to the Indigenous tribe now and talk to the grandma, which we spawned into the gate already, which is nice. Now just make sure you click the gear. I don't click it here for some reason. But he did say the old lady is this way, away from the village. So talk to her, get the item we need, and then we'll head back to the horse and pick something else up. Okay, we're going to head to the old battlefield, drop off the key, so we get some more space in the inventory, and just to get it out of our hair. And then we're going to go back to the Indigenous tribe here. Here I'll make sure to hit the gate, and we're going to get our last miscellaneous achievement here before we do the endings. So just follow the path, and I'm going to get attacked here. I can see it with the audio spike. But just kind of follow the path I'm taking. And it's funny, I actually forgot where this achievement was. I had to like stop my recording and kind of find out where it was. But he's chasing us now, and I'm out of stamina, but it shouldn't be too bad, and we'll get our achievement pretty soon. We're coming up into the house that we need right now. I think I look in the map before I go in, or maybe not. But if you've been following along, you should know where we're at. And we just need to click on the piano to play another tune and get another achievement. And after this, we just need to do the endings, which is pretty easy. The secret ending is kind of annoying, but we'll get to that when we get there. We're going to go make our way back to the horse and teleport to the old battlefield and follow that linear path to the boat and take the boat across the way. And we'll do the good ending first, since that's kind of a longer one. And then we'll do the neutral ending. But I'll continue commentary once we're at the spot where the ending begins. Alright, so we're at the end game here. Now, in the fork in the road, for this good ending, you want to take the beaten path on the right. Just follow it until you hit the cutscene and continue once we need to fight him. Okay, once we get in control, we need to run around and jump on this cart here. To kind of just run into it. But here, he can't hit you. Just need to hold RB and then just hit B to shoot and reload when necessary. And just shoot at him until he dies. If you run out of ammo with your rifle, just switch to your pistol if you still have it. And you should have enough ammo because the rifle's stronger. And once you kill him, you get your ending achievement. And once you're back into the main menu, do not hit new game. Just hit load game. We're going to be loaded onto the boat where we just came from. And I'll continue once we're back there. Okay, so we're back onto this path. Now, instead of taking that right path, just go forward. And this ending, you don't have to do anything. You just got to watch it. And then, once we're done with that, we are going to do the secret ending, which I'll explain once we're at that point. Now, with the secret ending, I do have a standalone video for that, and personally, you can start a new game at this point if you got 13 achievements out of 14, because you just need the secret ending left. Now, if you didn't find a vinyl record at all on your first playthrough, you can start a new game and just kind of beeline it to the church, and I'll show you. Once we get there, I'll show you where the spots are. I did find it only spawned in 2 spots that I know of. On my first playthrough, it spawned in the across from the church twice, but in this playthrough, it didn't spawn there at all. It spawned into the spot where we grabbed the statue with for the indigenous tribe. It's in that area. And I'm assuming it can only spawn in the abandoned settlements, and there's only 3 of those. But I'll show you what we have to do here once I pick it up. So I'm at like one of the abandoned settlements right now and just checking it. But I don't see it in here. But I'll show you on the map where I find mine in this section, or you can go over to the video to see where the other spot was. Okay, if you remember where the lockbox was with the indigenous tribes statue in it was, I'm in the house next to it, or right around this area. I forgot where I grabbed it here. Here it is. It's right on that table where the boards fell. And we're right into that spot where we get the lockbox. So what we need to do now that we got the vinyl record, we need to head back to Santo Antonio. And I'll leave the run back in case you need to kind of like figure out your way there. Alright, so we're gonna be to the back entrance to Santo Antonio right now. So look for that pyre right there. And the phonograph is right by the gazebo well thing. And it's the path to the old battlefield. Now what you need here is the guy to start chasing you and then hit the phonograph with the vinyl record. And your secret ending will play out. You'll get your last achievement, and you'll be done with this game. But what I would do is go back to the old guy's house by the pyre, what we started in the first game. or at the beginning of the game. And then it feels like he always chases you after you leave a house or something like that. But it could like take 5 minutes for him to spawn. Just keep running around, and once you get him, run a little bit ahead, but not too far ahead where he despawns. So I'm just going to leave it here, let it play out, and hope you enjoyed this walkthrough for Mortisomem. 1,000 out of 1,000 in only an hour or so not too bad. But with all these guides, it may take you a little bit longer to grab everything, but like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.